know we need to prioritize our well being, whether it's emotional, physical, or financial, but we put it off. Today, we need to stop putting other people in front of us and put ourselves as a priority. And I have experts here who are going to help you rectify that. So let's go say hi to them right now. Hi, Gret.
Hi, Laura. Hi, everyone. I'm Gret Batchelar. I'm a well-being expert. You can find me on my website, consciousworking.co. Yes, just C-O, not C-O-M. So consciousworking.co. And I'm coming to you from Lisbon, Portugal.
Welcome, Gret. And hi, Zan.
Hi, I'm Zaneta Varnado Johns. I'm a creative writer, mainly a poet, and I reside in Westminster, Colorado, USA. You can find me at zanexpressions.com.
Beautiful. Thank you. And hi, Cynthia.
Hi, I'm Cynthia Giuffria, and I'm coming to you from Langley, Oklahoma. I'm a financial guide, and you can find me online at cynthiagiuffria.com.
Great to have you, Cynthia. So all of you are experts in the area of well-being. And so today's show is all about putting our well-being on many levels as a priority. So I wanted to get your input and advice on how viewers can make their well-being a priority. Gret, would you like to chime in on that first?
Sure. The first step really is awareness. I think most of us live in such a busy place, a busy mind, and we're on autopilot that we don't even know that we're not prioritizing ourselves. So the first step is really giving yourself a little bit of space just to recognize that you need to give yourself some me time. And then we've put together a 6-step roadmap to help you prioritize your well-being on a day-to-day basis. So once you've created that awareness, the first step of the 6-step roadmap is to understand your why, because that's the thing that's going to make you stick. If you see that if something else comes in your way, you can go back to your why and you remember why you're going down this path, why you need to prioritize your well-being. And then we look at defining your rock, so your goals. What are those goals? And really looking at it for 3 months rather than, in 5 years' time, I want to be able to do X. But we try to keep it 3 months because that's sort of what our human bodies, what our human brains can handle. Then it goes on to creating some accountability. So working with a partner, with someone you work with, finding someone to help you stay the course. Because, for many of us, we know what we want to do. We have good intention, but if we don't have someone as our partner to keep us going, then sometimes we can fall off track. Planning your time is the next step. Plan appropriately. We overcommit. We say yes to so many things. I'm my own worst enemy when it comes to that. I'm a still recovering people pleaser. I say yes to everything, but then I've now taught myself, go back to my why. Does the opportunity that I have in front of me, does that actually align with my why and my goals? And if it does, great, say yes. If it doesn't, don't, and don't let that thing clog up your time. So we're looking at planning time. And then we really want to assess ourselves. And this is something that we see with our clients a lot. They don't actually give any time for reflection. So make sure you're going back and seeing how you're doing with regards to your goals and planning your time. You won't get everything right all the time, but you're aiming to get your time planned. Like over time, you'll get to sort of 80% of what you plan, you'll be able to do. And don't forget to celebrate your successes, no matter how big or small. Celebrate, give yourself a pat on the back, because that will really help continue your motivation along the way.
Wow, that is a whole plan for prioritizing. I love it. And I know our other guests, Zan and Cynthia, can add on that and affirm a lot of this. So Zan, why don't you add to this? What advice do you have for our viewers, in addition to what Gret said, to make the well-being a priority and really live a more wellness-centered life?
Well, I loved what Gret said about awareness, starting out with being aware of how you're taking care of yourself. I believe you have to first also be your authentic self. Take yourself seriously. Be true to who you are. As a writer, my first step to well-being is to write every day, read every day, do what you love. Be true to who you are. I tell the truth. I call myself a truth-telling vessel of light and inspiration. I surround myself with people who support me and people who inspire me. WSA is the perfect example. We'll talk about that later, but I need encouragement from like-minded people. I also encourage folks to reach back and help someone else. Reach back, reach across, bring someone along with you. That's an important part of being well. That's my 2 cents.
I love it, because when you take the plan that Gret has and you add to it this authentic self-care and support, adding support in there, yes, with positive, like-minded people, then you can do the next thing, which I know Cynthia wants to talk about, is how do you establish your financial well-being? So Cynthia, share with us some advice.
Well, I'd say the first step, piggybacking off of what Gret said, which is just wonderful. I come from the health coaching background as well. So the first step to make it actionable is to make a decision. It's like, don't let your finances drive you. You get in the driver's seat and you drive your own finances. Just like our road to health starts with a decision, this is no different. So you just really want to get real with yourself, get rid of the elephant in the room and buckle down and say, hey, I can do this. And oftentimes it's really scary. There's a lot of advice out there. There's a lot of tools out there, actually. And some of those you should take advantage of. But having the ability to arrive at your financial independence number, which is one of the things that I do, is we sit down and we have a conversation and find out, like Gret said, and I'm piggybacking because it's all just like, it all works together, which is so beautiful. I'm so pleased to be here with the 2 of you, because I'm like, I couldn't ask for better. It all fits together. Because in the health coaching world, you're always doing your wheel. And when it's a little out of balance, and a lot of times it's out of balance in the financial aspect, when you correct that, a lot of those other things will fit into place as well. I do help you with your financial independence number, and I should elaborate on what the heck that even is. What a financial independence number is the goal that you really want to set at the top for the amount of dollars that you have, so that you've got income the rest of your life, or for whatever your goals are. If you have too little, you can't ever have too much, but if you have too little, you're not going to be able to satisfy that long range plan of being able to retire and have a comfortable income. So I help devise a plan around that, giving you some accountable steps, but with a printed written plan. So I kind of like handhold, just like in coaching.
Awesome. And is there any other financial steps people should take in addition to defining their financial independence number?
Absolutely. You want to look at being able to get out of debt, debt stack. So you want to pay off each loan as it comes down. Like whenever you're saving money, you just put that money, you piggyback it on your debt, because if you look at what your interest rates are and what your potential for investment, return on your investment is, like the interest rate is way up there, and the sooner you knock that out, the more that you can apply to an overall long-term plan.
Yes. Well, I feel so much more equipped to tackle my well-being, and with steps and keeping these things in mind for both my health well-being and financial well-being. And so thank you for this, it's kind of like a toolkit that you all get, or a little guide. We can make an ebook out of this, I think, the 3 of you. So may consider that in a future episode here. But let's learn a little bit more about your background so that I give people a sense of your expertise. So Gret, tell us about who do you work with and what do you do for them?
So we work with business leaders, specifically burnt out business leaders. And actually there was a recent study that came out by Deloitte just last week that said 69% of C-suite execs are considering quitting their jobs because of burnout. And I completely understand that, because that is my background. I left a job, I left a profession because I was going down the exhaustion funnel. So we serve burnt out business leaders and senior professionals to help them move from burnout to brilliance and beyond.
Beautiful. And how did you come to this work?
Because of my own experience. So I was in the fashion industry for near 20 years, and it was an industry that I loved and felt very, very aligned with for a very long time. I got to the level I thought that I always wanted. It was the dream job. I found myself very quickly on a super busy schedule, traveling all over Europe, back and forth to New York, away from my 2 small children almost every week, my husband. And about 2 years in, I had a chronic immune issue and just felt really flat. I felt no joy when I should have been very happy with what I had achieved and that I had such a loving, caring, supportive husband and 2 amazing children. But I really felt empty. And I realized once I went to the doctor and they said, "You're perfectly fine, Gret. You're just run down." I realized I wasn't taking care of myself in the way that I needed to. So fast forward, I ended up leaving the fashion industry. COVID hit, and I just decided I'm going to go after my passion and serve people that need my help because of the experience that I went through. And I did exactly what I teach them to do. I started prioritizing myself. I looked at my health and well-being across everything from sleep to diet to hydration, exercise, not even just exercise, so movement for movement's sake. We get bogged down that we think we need to exercise, but actually sometimes it's just moving your body. It doesn't have to be pounding. And I started meditating, and that's one of the things that I would say I would recommend. That's the starting point for some of my teachings.
Yeah, especially awareness, right? Meditation is
Yep.
great for that. Perfect. Thank you. So Zan, let's also hear from you. Who do you work with and what do you do?
Well, as I mentioned, I'm a writer. So I've published 2 poetry collections. I am a retired human resources leader. I retired 15 years ago. And when COVID hit, like you, Gret, I came out of that and followed my passion. I published the first book in 2020, published a new book this year in February. My work involves getting positive words out into the world. That's what I do. I can be available for book signings, keynote speaker, whatever you need me to do and say. I am editing the Fine Lines Literary Journal. It's a journal that's been in operation for 31 years. It's international. It brings me a lot of pride and joy. I am also a moderator on the Passion of Poetry. That's a platform on Facebook for esteemed poets and new poets who share their work to get good words out into the world. I'm having a great time, mostly. I had to push back from the news. When COVID hit, like everybody else, I was glued in front of the TV, watching the news, worried about what was going on. And I turned the TV off. I looked inside and decided it's time to write more. It's time to journal. It's time to read. I feed myself with positive inspiration so that I can share it back to the world.
I think you offered one of the most valuable pieces of advice here, in addition to the others, but turn off that TV.
Turn off the TV, disconnect as much as you can.
Yeah.
Not just from the TV, from electronics. We've got to have some downtime to take care of ourselves. We've got to be quiet, allow that inner voice to tell us what's important, and be true to ourselves. We can't do that when we're filling ourselves with everything else.
With other people's voices.
Exactly.
Start listening to your own.
Yes.
Wise words. I really appreciate them and your stories and your poetry. And so Cynthia, let's move over and learn a little bit more about you. Like, tell us about who you work with, what you do, a little more in depth.
Okay, well, I work with small business owners, entrepreneurs, creatives, coaches, and how I help them is I add value to their own clientele by education. I offer financial education to really guide someone to fill in all the blanks. Like I had mentioned before, when you've got that wheel that's completely out of balance, having some tools is going to help give them more quality time and focus back into their things that they're passionate about and their families. recently there was a study done on how much stress there is, stress-related diseases, and the highest percentage was on finances. So when you've got 74% of all of your stress is as a result of your financials, then it's time to really take a look at that. And so what I do is I help craft plans also for employee retention. I mean, along with the COVID that happened, which was a great explosion in home-based business, it also created an opportunity to offer employees more value by crafting a more diverse benefit plan and help them get their individual counseling. So if you can offer that to your people, then you're giving them a bonus without giving them a bonus, if you will. If you're on a smaller level and you can't make any contributions, but if you can, we also have business plans that allow the business owner to contribute and help their employee, and you've got half your people there.
That's great. Yeah, that's another brilliant piece of advice about businesses offering a more diverse wellness into their employee benefits. So how did you get into this this work?
This work? Well, I saw that there was a need from my health coaching. So my background is in health coaching, and I saw that there was such a great need to round out that wheel. A lot of health coaches, I mean, they're wonderful. I mean, I was wonderful with what I did, and just like, a lot of coaches are, but if you don't have that piece and you don't know who to refer them to make sure that they're getting the correct care, it can really, for all the things that you do, you still have that piece of the pie that is not, it's just not fulfilled. So this is a way that I just feel like I am making an impact on families. I mean, I have my own personal situation that a lot of my clients, it prevents them from continuing their coaching, or continuing their great new eating plan that they just came up with. It's like, because those groceries are expensive, but not expensive. They're expensive on the front end, but you save your health in the long run. So it's like you pay now, pay later, right? So I really get a lot of satisfaction out of being able to help someone through the whole spectrum, and not so much in gut health, but in gut health when you're hitting your pocketbook.
There you go. Yes. So it's much easier to take care of your health when you're financially healthy as well.
Right.
So awesome work that all of you are doing. And you are examples of the women we attract and have here at Women Speakers Association. So I thought I'd ask each of you, what is the value and the benefits you're already receiving from being a member, or why did you join? So Gret, why don't you share?
Well, I just think this interview is a case in point. I feel so honored to be on screen with 2 other amazing members, 3 other amazing women. And this is what WSA has to offer. Amazing network of strong, passionate, caring women. It's the perfect place for me to grow my audience and my profile. But it's with people that are aligned with my values. So, and that's clear here just through this interview.
Yeah. And we love bringing you all together on these interviews because it gives you not only a chance to share who you are with our community, but you now have more intimate relationships with the other people on this interview. So thank you for that. And Zan, this is not your first WSA TV appearance, but I know you've been with us and you've experienced so much in the community. Tell us what the value's been for you.
The value is, I can't even put it into words. I need another show to talk about it completely. I like to say that WSA changed my life. When I joined a couple years ago, I joined to talk about my new book, and I joined to be a co-author in Voices of the 21st Century. And I had no intention of doing anything more. I was not planning to be speaking. I would not be sitting here with you today had I not joined WSA. It moved me beyond my comfort zone. The encouragement that I received, the inspiration from other women made a huge difference in my life. It connected me with a community of women across the globe, the poetry community, my writing. I'm having a great time, and WSA has made a huge, huge difference. I need to add, I'm a 3-time best-selling author as a result of the membership. And Laura, I have to take exception. I don't feel like I'm working. You ask, where do we work? I'm not working. I'm following my passion, and I'm having a wonderful time.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Beautiful clarification. Thank you, Zan. And yes, we see this a lot in our members who get involved for one reason or another, and they have so many extra benefits. And Cynthia, I wanted to move over to you and ask you, what is the value you see in being a part of Women Speakers Association?
Well, I have to tell you, I initially joined thinking that, about building my business profile. And I really did not anticipate the leadership, the inspiration, the motivation, the support, the encouragement. All of those things are just, it's an incredible community. It just makes my hair on my arm stand up when I talk about it. It's so much more. And then having the opportunity, like Zan said, to kind of be pushed past your comfort zone. I've never done an interview before. So this has been a very first thing for me, and I'm so grateful and so honored to be a part of it. It is pushing me beyond my comfort zone and my tendencies for perfection, because I'm like, write that again. But there's so much ease and support surrounding this community, and you get all the other perks along with it. I mean, you do get noticed on the business side, but like I said, more importantly, you build those bonds, and I think that trumps everything.
Agreed. The community is quite beautiful here. And please, if anyone has been inspired, I mean, today's show was super inspiring. Each of you are an inspiring woman to know. If you want to get to know those of you watching any of our members, learn more about us, go to joinwsa.com and check it out. Just become a member today. Or if you want to just put your toe in the water, we do have a free speaker success plan for you. And you can go to speakersuccessplan.com. And when you opt in for that, you'll get that, not only that download, but you'll also get our weekly newsletter, which talks to you about the other things going on, like networking. We have available opportunities to be a Voices of the 21st Century author, because we do that book every year. And we create best-selling authors that go on to do amazing things, like Zan, you were saying, getting involved in more deeper into your passion. So if you have a passion and you're a woman who's transforming the world, or wants to be known as that and wants to have a greater impact, we invite you in at joinwsa.com. I can't wait to see you again. And thank you, ladies, for all your contributions today. We'll be back with you on WSA TV, the Women's Premier Show, next time. Bye for now.